ladies and gentlemen, to the University of Rhode Island's Fine Arts Center Recital Hall. We would like you to take a moment to locate the emergency exit which is closest to your seat. The exits are located on the left and right of the stage and on the right and center in the rear of the hall. At this time, we would ask you to please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. And remember that flash photography is not permitted. Thank you for your cooperation, and we hope you enjoy our performance.
No, I'm not a dancer. Can you hear me? One second. Welcome. I cannot see you, which is good. It will, evade my stage fright. So I am Professor Catherine John. I'm the chair of the Africana Studies Department here at URI. And I just wanted to say a couple quick words before we started the show. I wanted to say something about why we worked so hard to bring this particular performance, say a few thank yous, and then say a little bit about Camille Weanquoi, the director, and we will go straight into things right after that. So I saw and heard about this performance from relatives and friends that I had in Baltimore, and I was deeply moved because I felt as if its focus on the Black mother-daughter relationship and also just the business of healing from trauma, healing from generational trauma was just timely. I also felt as if at this moment, post the pandemic, sort of fully, many students are in need of things that will help them to feel uplifted, feel a sense of joy, and experience things that will tap into different aspects of their senses than when you're simply sitting and listening to a talk. And I'm also a very big fan of Ntozake Shange's For Colored Girls Who Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Was Enough. It was probably one of the more influential performances that I saw in my younger years. And Camille has modeled this on the structure of that, which includes some poetry, some dance, some interactive aspects. This took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, as I kept saying to our administrative assistant, Jeff Barbieri, never again, but that's what you say when it's the challenge is happening. So I would like to quickly thank some folks. I would like to thank Louis and Susan Kirschenbaum, our very generous Africana Studies benefactors, without whom it would not have been possible to do this. I'd also like to thank Dean Jen Riley and the College of Arts and Sciences, Eve Stern and the Center for Humanities, Karn de Bruin and the Honors College, Rosario Pisa, Preti Kumar and Gender and Women's Studies, Michelle Fonts and the Office of CED, Carolyn Betensky and the English Department, and then some more personal thank yous, Cherie Rowe, Leanne Oden, Joseph Amaral and the Student Advisory Council, Jean Nasabumaremi and the MSSC, Bobby Brito Oliveira, Bond, and Pink, and Jeff Barbieri, without whom this would not have been possible. Please give a round of applause for all those who made this possible. And then I'd like to just briefly read a little bit about Camille. So Camille is a freelance dancer, teacher, choreographer, cultural arts advocate, and mentor who hails from the Bronx, New York. Camille moved to Baltimore in 2009. She has a bachelor's degree in both dance and interdisciplinary studies, and she's been involved in dance since her days as a student at the Harlem School of the Arts. Camille's passion for and commitment to dance has afforded her the opportunity to perform the works of urban bushwomen, Na Ni Chin, and Rod Rogers. She has performed with the Collective, Shange Dance Productions, and Care Kalei African Dance Company. She's a co-founder and executive director of Baltimore Black Collective and the co-founder and co-director of Baltimore Black Choreographers Festival. She's also currently in training as a candidate in the Dunham Technique teacher certification. Camille is a spouse and a mother of a 15-year-old, and she says of herself that she's a hardcore sister friend to many, and with her, reciprocal relationships will always be nurtured and developed in her care. Camille also recently joined the faculty as a new professor at Coppin State in Maryland. It is my great pleasure to present this pioneering Afrofuturistic rites of passage choreo poem entitled The Way Forward. Please put your hands together for the show.
Come through the water. I've come through the light. I move with the spirit. I move with the sight. Where the land meets the water and the water meets the sea, I will come find you, and I know you'll find me. Nebula has opened, and she's made the way crystal clear. On this journey, we maybe find no separation here. Seek us, find us on this ancestral grove. It's time for you, and you to grow, grow, grow. In time, may we know, may you know, this is the way you must go. the way forward. From them we come, from them we go. On this journey, from past, it is so. From them we come, from them we go. On this journey, from past, it is so. From them we come, from them we go. On this journey, from past, it is so. Did you all know we have a Coco in our family? You know that movie Coco? Do y'all know that movie Coco? Oh, let me tell you. Remember me, oh, when life will get you down. You know that movie. Have we heard that movie before? Yeah, Coco. Yeah, we know about Coco. But do you know you have a Coco in your family? Did you know you have a Coco on your mother's line? Did you know you have a Coco on your father's line? Yeah. They're called ancestors. It is your birthright to know who they are, to connect to who they are. On this journey, from past to present, may they always remember who we are, who they are. Daddy? Lily, are you there? I'm scared. I can't see anything. Where are we? I don't know. Somebody's touching my hand. Don't be afraid. The journey begins. You'll hear ancestor. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Okay. Ooh. Welcome to the journey towards womanhood. Yes. Are you ready? Oh my gosh, womanhood is amazing, but it is so difficult at times. But no worries. It's bliss if you choose to pursue it. But first, there are some tools I have to give you as you go on this journey. We got to say hi to some of our ancestors along the way.
Okay.
So, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so over here, that is Grandma Mary. Can we say Grandma Mary? Hey, Grandma Mary.
Hi, girl, Mary.
She was born in 1927.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a little old. It's okay. It's fine. You know, they're old. It's called ancestors for a reason.
Yes,
So
we
there's that hey, and then we have over here, that's Cousin Peaches. Yeah. She's from Georgia, hence the word peaches. So Cousin Peaches, hi Cousin Peaches. Hey girl, hey. Oh. In the back, Nene. That's Cousin Nay.
Hey,
We don't know if she's a cousin though.
Oh.
But she's a cousin. So hey, Cousin Nene. No. She likes to hit the Nene. You gotta hit the Nene when you see her. So you ready? Okay, we gotta. Hey, Cousin Nene. Hey, Cousin Nene. Okay, all right, y'all know so. Y'all ready for this journey? You're probably ready. All right, there are some tools we will need as we work into this thing called womanhood. Now, you're gonna meet some ancestors along the way. I'll introduce you, but you have to be ready for the journey, no matter what comes. Pinky promise?
I guess.
Wait,
Well, what's an ancestor?
What's an ancestor? I mean, why do I have to tell y'all everything? So, an ancestor, how can I, have you heard of the movie Wakanda?
Yeah, Wakanda forever.
Oh, yeah, Wakanda. Yes. So, you know, you go to the ancestral realm, you meet some people that, you know, that passed along before you came. Yeah, so we call them ancestors. They're from your family, you know, they might have been a cousin, an auntie, a friend, but they're part of your bloodline. Yeah, so they're going to tell you a little journey about womanhood. I have to recommend womanhood. I'm in my season of my Egun life. So I have to tell you, womanhood is amazing if you're willing to pursue it. So you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so buckle in. Let's take our hands. First, we have to sweep away the energy, clear the road. All right, so we have to sweep that energy away. So go get your brooms. Ready? Awesome sauce. Yes. So let's move ourselves towards the front. And I want you to clear out the space. Sweep the energy away.
Okay.
Chop. Oh. The first God I ever knew was the ones who birthed us into this world. The mamas, the aunties, the cousins, the sisters, yeah, they knew spirit. They felt spirit. Oh, Grammy. She used to have all the nice peppermints in her purse at church. Hold your hand out. You might get a peppermint if you're nice, but you've got to be a well-poised, wonderful church lady in order to get one. She's coming around. Wait for your mints. Have your hands out, okay? Oh, Grandma used to come around every day with her wonderful mitts, and you know what she would say? I prayed for you today, Lily. Oh, I prayed for you today, Gabby. She would always talk to her babies, her twins. That's you, and that's you. She would say, somebody prayed for me. She wouldn't sing unless other people would sing along too. So let's restart. Grammy's waiting. Somebody prayed for me. Had me on their mind. Wait! Grammy, I think somebody might have their purse on the floor. Oh, no. Will they lose money if they leave the purse on the floor? Okay, well, let's restart this song. We gotta pick up the purses and restart. You ready, Graham? Somebody prayed for me. Hey! Had me on their mind. took the time to. Hey! Don't you sweep her feet. That's bad luck.
She's a peppermint.
Give her a peppermint back. Peppermints now. My gosh, how are they our ancestors' children? Oh, anyway, welcome back. Somebody pray for me. Had me on their mind. Took the time to pray for me. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed for me. I think the energy's good right now. I think we're good. Grammy, I don't know if the folks know about wearing a slip. Should we tell them about that in womanhood? Does anybody still wear a slip? Oh, I think I have mine on. I'm a good egg. Oh. Do you still cook? Oh, do they still do the black-eyed peas and cornbread? Oh, and collard greens on New Year's Eve? Oh, see, we're not setting y'all up for success. Future babies, y'all gotta know this. Black-eyed peas and cornbreads are for good luck and prosperity. And collard greens, money, 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 gotta cook it. Oh my gosh, all of the ways that spirit resides in every facet of our being. Let me tell you, I would share my secret to Grammy. Her lap was like the altar. She was my sanctuary. They knew spirit. They felt it. Is your ears burning? Ooh, somebody talking about you. Is your hand itching? Money, 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 money. You gotta know it. Spirit resides in every part of us. They knew spirit. They carried it forward. They carried it forward. They carried it forward. church and say, we have been made to endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Now, I know we in here with some church-going folk. I surely think we got to have a call and response moment. So we have been made to endure for a night, but joy. Oh, we got to say it again. Are y'all ready? Yes, sis, you got to know this. This got to be about your ancestors. So we have been made to endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Oh, no. Recite, refresh. Let's go. Come on. Ready? Ready. We have been made to endure for a night, but joy. Joy. Uh-oh. Joy. Joy. I said joy. Joy. Oh, look at them pipes. Come in the morning. Cometh in the morning. Cometh in the morning. Amen. Amen. A woman. A woman. And okay, I think y'all ready for the next part. Because we have been made to endure for a night, but joy always comes in the morning. It comes when we least expect it, when we need it the most. It fills us up with just the simplest details, just the smallest things. I always used to look at Aunt Charlotte and ask, how did you find your joy? My Ibejis, my twins, look in your basket. See how you can find joy. Yes. Oh, spread out your joy. Share it with the world. My Aunt Charlotte, your Aunt Charlotte, she was so tickled by the smallest things in life. She used to go down to each shore she could find, trying to collect shells. She would go from one end to the next, collecting those beautiful shells. It wasn't diamonds. It wasn't pearls. Just a small shell. Rough on the outside, but smooth on the inside. That's the way she found her joy. Just the smallest things would bring her joy. As you go on your journey, how will you define joy for yourself? How will you decide what brings you joy?
My guess is you thought I was supposed to be this docile, sweet as can be, smart, reserved representation of joy. Well, let's get one thing clear. If you ask me one more question, I will explode. I mean, what makes you think that I'm supposed to be this docile representation? That this eloquent, bold, dynamo, savvy being of a woman is supposed to just drop everything and run to you, catering to your emotions, fixing my temperament, fixing my facial expressions, my time, my effort, my love, my joy, my everything. Just trying to find a space of peace for you. I have contorted myself into the smallest parts of my being just so that I cannot seem too big, brave, bold, daring, ghetto, loud, opinionated, advocating too much to be in this space right here. I know my worth is more than what I bring, yet and still, I try to hide myself on the tarlest and darkest part of the cellar. Aging like wine, trying not to be seen, even though we all know aged wine is the finest. All right, here's some snaps, yes. Dim, 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 that light. But still be reliable, loyal, understanding, bright figure, go-getter, do for the rights of other people, but not for the rights of your own people. Hang that head high and carry. Carry. Carry the weight, the full responsibility on my pinky toe. I swear, I need a fucking break. Evidently, you think it's my job to not only solve all your problems but still come through the back door. Evidently, you think it's my job to take all the picking, poking, scratching, pushing, suggesting to do labor that you wouldn't even do yourself. At what point in time do we say, let these women rest? At what point in time do we say, these women are not responsible for this world's mess? At what point in time do we say, enough is enough, is enough, is enough, is enough? At what point in time? Oh, we don't say, okay? Clearly we don't. What point in time do we say, let these women breathe, release, reprieve, grieve? Give them a break. Haven't heard it yet. So what point in time is it? Is it 1724 or 2024? Either way, I'm not begging. I'm not on my knees begging for a release. I'm taking it with full force, releasing me, her, she, them, you, from this world's shit show of oppression. So at what point in time is it where we'll say, get the fuck up and do it your goddamn self? We do say, right? Fist balled, face clenched, eyes watering, the words stream through my mouth with pure delight. You can say it with me. Hell yeah. Get the fuck up and do it yourself. Thank you. Hell yeah! Here and now, I stand. Unrelenting, unwavering, unsettled, tired. So tired. It's not my job to save you all. It's not my job to save you all. It's not my job to save you all. It's my job to save myself. So I'm saving. Not all my love. Not the last dance. No, I'm serious. I'm saving. I'm saving. I'm saving. I'm saving. I'm saving. So I'm saving. I'm saving. I'm saving. I am saving. I am saving. I'm saving. I'm saving. I'm saving. I'm saving. I'm saving. I am saving. I'm 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 saving. I am saving. I am saving. I'm 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 saving.
She's fine. It's a part of the job.
I'm saving.
We're the best ancestors in the world. So it's so go sit. She's fine. Okay.
Saving.
Hi. Hello. That's not a part of the journey. She's fine. It's a part of womanhood. It's like, oh my gosh. Sit down. Just relax. You just gotta learn that our ancestors, we've done things. You know, it's fine. Come on, get it together. You're supposed to show them joy. Yes, joy. Yes. So yes, saving. So just want you to know that womanhood is 10 stars. I mean, I rated it on Yelp last week, just so our young ones would know. I'm going to that restaurant next week. It's Joy Restaurant, yes. Okay, so womanhood, 10 stars. Yay! Get it together. They see us. All right, so, you know, that statement, we've been made to endure for a night, but joy, you're the joy. Okay, let's say it together. We've been made to endure for a night. But joy. Wait, they don't believe us back then. Okay. Hey, hi. We've been made to endure for a night. But joy. See, she's joyous, right? Okay, you're not selling the people. God damn it. We did it together. Okay. It's your job, ancestor.
I'm trying.
Okay. Again.
I'm trying.
Okay, let's breathe.
Yes.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 10 stars, remember. Join us on the journey of womanhood. Woo! All right. We've been made to endure.
Yeah.
We've been made to endure. We've been made to endure.
For a night.
Oh, do we endure? Are we supposed to endure?
We do.
We are sucking at this job. We have been made to endure. Women, ancestors, all of us, them too, in the future, endure. Damn it, they gotta endure.
And that's the first thing.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Pain, all of it. Keep it, suck it up, buttercup. We've been made to endure for a night. But joy
is supposed to come in the morning. I think it's late.
That's not what you're supposed to say. It's not what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say, we've been made to endure.
Yes.
We've been made to endure.
Yes.
Endure. Women made to endure. We are made to endure. Women are made to endure. Endure. Endure.
So much for me, I was raised by my grandmother, who was our matriarch of the family, and we're a female-dominated generation. So my generation is almost all female, so my cousins, my aunts, and then they all have boys. So I grew up with women all around me. So many examples of strength and power, but also vulnerability and weakness that we didn't show a lot. And we talk about the silence that was so much a part of every single day. If you were suffering, you suffered in silence. We laughed through it, tell a joke about it. The trauma that we were holding, that we were pushing down, and never made us strong. We thought it did. And self-care was not a word we used. You know, it was like, love yourself, for yourself was not a word. It was all about get through it. It was all about make it work. It was all about, that's okay, baby, keep going forward. And I'm glad for that, a part of that, because it taught me to be who I am, strong, resilient, and powerful, and successful. But I would have loved to have been taught how to take a bath and take a day to fill my cup up when I get empty. And not to believe that my worth is in my achievement and not in who I am, because there's so much about that. And I think because my grandmother grew up during the Depression, she didn't have the opportunities I did, and so it was all about, you got these opportunities, go, 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 and never showing me how to just be.
Is that something that we all carry as Black women? Do you think that idea that you gotta be strong, you gotta take it all in? Do you think?
Yes, and much to your point, growing up in my home, there was no opportunity to break down and have a nerve. I used to say, Black women don't have the luxury of a nervous breakdown. It's a luxury.
You can't have them thinking you're lazy. You have to get up and work every single day. Get up, go to work. Pick out his outfit, keep moving, pick out her fit. They cannot see that you're tired. You have to be the best. Make breakfast. Keep moving. This is it. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. You don't want to lose your job. You have mouths to feed. You have people to take care of. They depend on you. I want that. Check them out. I don't have time to rest. I need to keep going. I'm a good mother, I'm a good wife, I'm a good friend, I'm a good sister, I'm a good daughter, I'm a good friend, I'm a good aunt, I'm good, I'm moving. I have to do this, I keep moving. I have to do this, I am good. Needed here, I have to do this, I'm good. The chance rest to reach goals. This isn't all that womanhood is about. Keep going, can't stop. Let them see you sweat, don't let them see you cry. Go back and get what you need. You have to teach them.
That's when I really saw mom as a woman and not mommy, who was vulnerable. She was going through a lot. She was getting treatment as the employment that she was still working in, and some of the treatment that she was receiving are the same treatment that other women of color receive in the job market. And the same words that she, I can't remember the exact words that she had said. I heard from so many women. And it was then where she was like, not only my mom being my superwoman, because she's my mom, but the other woman I realized that my mother still faces the same things that all women face. And she is a woman, not only a woman. So sometimes we get questions that, let's go with my mom. And she's not me. At that moment, I was like, you know what, she's like a woman. Like, she's not like my mom. She's a very strong woman.
I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, study war no more.
We don't know the women we will become, but we do know the women we come from. We are physical representations of you. You have done the work. You have done the work. We will do the work. We will carry you forward. We will carry you forward. We will carry you forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Egun. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you for being with me, protecting me, loving me. Thank you for the lives you lived, the choices and sacrifices you made, the places you traveled, the challenges and struggles you endured, everything you did in order for me to be where I am today. I will do those things within my power and integrity, and in alignment within my highest good, to bring you love, light, honor, and reverence. May the choices I make bring you healing, as they heal me. May the healing carry forward into the lives of my future generations, so they are free to just be. Let me feel, see, smell, hear, and know you always. For I am you, and you are me. There is no separation. I thank you. I love you. This is dedicated to you. Ashe.
Thank you. Well done. You passed the test. The journey is almost over, but there's one more thing we must put to rest. Everywhere we go, you go. Everywhere you go, we go. On this journey, on this path, past meets present, and present meets past. From them we come, from them we go. On this journey, you have made it so. Remember, you have all the tools you'll need. Never forget, we are just a phone call away. It's never what you need in that basket. Your tools are in here and in here. On this journey, on this path, past meets present, and present meets past. From them we come, from them we go. On this journey, you have made it so. Remember, who mothered you on this journey? Who carried you forward? Whose names did we forget? Whose stories should we honor? Call on them. Call on them. Call on them.
Aunt Cheryl.
Lily Gross. Evelyn.
Ruby Thompson.
Who mothered you on this journey?
Edith
Mamie.
Conaway.
Whose name should you not forget?
Gladys Richardson.
Daisy.
What names do you have listed
Grandma Shirley Moulton Chambers.
on your lineage
Ella.
map? What women should you call into this space?
Nell.
What ancestors should we know?
Amen.
Say their names loud and clear.
Ashe.
Call their names right here, right here.
Daisy.
Grammy, Aunt Carol,
Myrtle Adams.
Aunt Charlotte,
Evelyn.
Margaret Saunders. What ancestors' names do you know? Who did you write on your paper? Is it auntie, a cousin,
Ashe.
a sister?
Thank you.
Call their names into the space. Bring their energy into the room. They mothered you in one way or another.
Grandma
And
Carrie.
it's time for us to recognize
Mamie.
them real soon.
Thank you.
Ashe.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you. Call their
Ashe.
names loud and clear.
Ashe.
And if you don't know their
Adasi.
names, the simplest thing you can say is thank you. Thank you.
Ashe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are a part of you, and you are a part of me. Nothing you need are in these tools. Everything on your journey comes within. Carry us forward. Bring us in every step of the way. Don't forget, we're watching. So make us proud. Make us proud. Come down. Touch the earth 3 times. And that is how you can call us whenever you need us. Come close. 1, 2, 3. To go. Don't forget to visit us soon. Say goodbye to your ancestors. Call our names. Call our names. Never let us be forgotten. Never let our work be in vain. Call on us. Call on us. Call on us.
My name is Oshun. And this is Dr. Shauna. We're going to get Dr. Shauna a microphone soon. We're going to do a quick talk back, a Q&A. But first, I'd like to thank Camille for this wonderful event. This was fantastic. Do you want to say something real quick? Yes, hold on.
Thank you so much for attending. I want to give a huge shout out because there was a misprint on our fans, and we want to make sure that we truly acknowledge and honor the Africana Studies program department for bringing us in. They were very instrumental in making sure that we were here. We've been in a year's worth of a planning session to make sure that we can bring this to you, our eyes, so we're excited to be here. Thank you to all of the organizations on campus that pulled together to sponsor us being present today to share this wonderful story. So yes, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to do a quick introduction. We're going to start here with Taylor.
Hi everyone, my name is Taylor Richardson. I come from Wilmington, Delaware, but I recently graduated from Towson University, so happy to be here. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lily Sneed Dorsey. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I attend the Baltimore School for the Arts in my senior year.
Hello, my name is Camille Weanquoi, the creator of the show. I am originally from the Bronx. I live in Baltimore. I call Baltimore my second home, and I am excited to be here tonight.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Gordon. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm currently a junior at Baltimore School for the Arts.
Hi, my name is Katia Jawara. I am born in New Orleans, Louisiana, and raised in New Orleans and Baltimore. I'm a dance artist and educator and mother.
And I'm Dr. Shauna Murray Brown, happy to hold space here at Camille W Dance, where I serve as a spiritual advisor, really here to ground and hold the space around understanding some of the nuances of today's show.
And I forgot to do my full introduction. My name is Oshun. I'm a visual artist. I created Nebula, and I created all of these hairstyles.
Yes. Let's let Nebula be seen, because I don't think everyone realizes the artistry that is woven into every fabric of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, so the idea, and just quickly, the idea around Nebula is just sometimes in womanhood there's so much chaos, but there's so many layers of new beginnings, and that is the all-encompassing idea of being a woman, being a Black woman. So thank you, Camille, for centering my artwork in this beautiful piece. This is the second time I've seen it, and I cry even harder every time I see it. So thank you so much. So do we want to do some questions?
Yeah, let's open it up for some
Do we have any questions?
in the audience? Oh, there's a little who has a question. I saw a hand pop up. Do we want to, do you want to ask a question? Yeah.
I can come down here with the mic.
Yeah.
Microphone check. Who has a question?
Who has a question for us? My brain.
Why did you choose this story?
Oh, what a great question.
Yes.
Why did
I'll stay back here.
It's the best question. Why did I use this story? Well, I was inspired by the stories of the women who came before me, and I wanted to know more about their stories and the things that they experienced in their lives. But I also wanted to know what exactly I was going to take from those stories to sustain myself and bring myself forward into the future. So I wanted to think about how I could go back in order to go forward. There's a statement called Sankofa, and I utilize that term, and it means to go back and fetch it. So the idea of going back to fetch what you need, the things in womanhood that we feel are still like pieces that are missing of the puzzle, I wanted to go back and fetch those things. So I had to go and look at the stories that they were experiencing during their lifetime to help fill in some of the gaps in my lifetime and help my young ones fill in whatever gaps ahead of time for their future. I hope that helps.
Dr. Shauna, can you touch on the importance of Sankofa, the importance of reaching back?
Certainly. Specifically when we're talking about the African American experience, especially given the fact that for descendants of Africans enslaved in the U.S. here, a centermost aspect of the reason why we have to work so hard to remember our lineage is because of the Middle Passage, because of enslavement. Sankofa is partly an effort to be able to reconnect to our original ways of knowing, our original ways of healing. Sankofa literally means it is not taboo to go back and fetch it. It is rooted in a Ghanaian Adinkra understanding and wisdom, and it especially means that it is important for us to study our history and to honor it, to identify how we can make use of those wisdoms in our day-to-day life.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Hello. This is to the performers. For each of you, you had a different narrative to tell. Right here in the center. Hey, hey.
I see you now.
Do you all mind giving us a little insight into your creative process and how you had to process this work to deliver what you delivered tonight as individuals? Thank you.
Okay, that's a question. So spirit, growing up in New Orleans, there's a strong culture of spirit that is rooted in like everything we do. From the cooking, to the dancing, to the music, spirit is in everything. But sometimes when you grow up in something, you are not aware of how important it is, how rich it is. So it wasn't until I moved away from New Orleans that I came to understand how special of a place it is. And that was when I came to understand that my godmother, who everyone called Aunt Ava, the snake lady, was a voodoo practitioner, and she also charmed snakes. And what that means. So getting this part from Camille, before she cast me in this, I said that I was retired. And then Camille was like, excuse me, I got something for you to do. So this whole production has meant so much to me and continues to mean so much to me because it really reawakened something in me to let me know that, like, yes, I don't hit as many turns as I used to. No, my leg don't go quite as hot as it did before, but there is a spirit that I have that I can share and should share with people through dance. That is my way. And so that is what it means to me. And every time I do it, even though we rehearse it and I know what the show is, I get emotional. You know, it's very important work. I don't know if that answered the question, but.
Oh wow, such a loaded question. So this is probably not common knowledge, but this is my best friend. And I have known her for we're going on almost a decade. Wow. And she's leaving me this year.
Oh my gosh, don't start it. God.
And so, when we first did this show, it was last year, and I don't really think it meant as much as it means for me now, considering we are both upon our last years of like really being like in that childhood mindset. and the whole show is about this journey into womanhood and like the things that we need and like the process that we need to go through. And so it's been a learning experience every single year. It's always something different that I find in the rehearsals or a different concept that I'm like, oh, okay, there's actually so much deeper meaning in what we're doing. And then being able to do it with my best friend is just like, I don't know, it develops this new emotion because we're really close, and so I feel like every time we do it, we get even closer, and we kind of are like twins. So it almost feels a little lifelike. I don't feel like I'm just, okay, I'm gonna go and do this performance now. I'm like, no, okay, I'm going to go into this world where I can actually relate and I feel a very spiritual tie to that is very real to me. So, yeah, I hope that answered the question.
Just a side note, that moment where we talk about Wakanda and we're like trying to relate to ancestors, when we had to explain what ancestors were or are, that too was a part of the creative process of breaking down what is an ancestor. Actually, you want me to talk about ancestors? Who are? Did you talk about that part? Like how you talk about that? Yeah.
So I'm not really connected to my roots enough. So especially in the beginning process of creating the show, I had a lot of questions. And one of them was definitely what was an ancestor? Because I had had relatives that had passed on, but no real tie to them, just like, oh, I knew them, and now they're gone. So learning what an ancestor was also like this different type of spiritual meaning, because I finally felt that I was getting to connect to my roots and my like overall just spirituality in a way that now related to family and being just so connected. And my first sentiment when they were like, you really don't know what an ancestor was? I was like, are you talking about the scene from the Wakanda movie where he like eats the plant and like goes to this like realm? I was like, oh, okay, I kind of get it, but I didn't really get it. That wasn't what we were trying to create within the show. It was maybe a part, but not really like the bigger picture. So learning that was also really cool.
I didn't know how I can like go off of that. That was kind of my experience, but
it was kind of your experience too.
But throughout this whole thing, I think she's right. It tapped into a new emotion, starting with this sister chat, being able to connect to other sisters or sisterhood community. I feel like it added a new level to the piece, and brought a new emotion.
Thank you.
So I had the
Opportunity to portray. Is it on?
Okay, to portray Aunt Charlotte. And kind of the purpose and perspective behind Aunt Charlotte is that there's like a joyous and beautiful facade that I think a lot of Black women tend to carry. We do everything, we do all the things, and we do them well. But there's layers to us that don't reflect just what we do, that aren't often like represented in how we're allowed to be in the world. And I, excuse me, sorry. I wholeheartedly relate to that. Just as I've grown up, kind of that expectation to get all the things done, go to school, get to the next level so that you can provide for your family, create a new life, shift the room, because you have to do everything and do it pretty much better than everyone else to be even acceptable in the space. That's been my lived experience, and I've seen my mother also take on that role. I've seen my grandmother take on that role, and so knowing these women and seeing them at their broken points as well, seeing myself at my lowest points as well, it made fitting into this role not easier, but kind of a even deeper representation of my truth. So especially the monologue, I have journal entries that look like that monologue, so like it's something that is definitely my experience, and the opportunity to say a bunch of curse words on stage just felt very liberating. But yeah, so I thank you, Camille, for giving me the opportunity to share that story.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, for me, in creation of being the Egun, the main ancestor, leading everyone and guiding everyone, the thought process was there's a journey, and in life, I have been the usherer of a lot of people's journeys. So for me, in preparation for being this head person, like, it reminded me of this cartoon that I watched when I was younger, and that's probably going to tell my age when I say it. All Dogs Go to Heaven was the name of the cartoon. And this dog was trying to get into heaven by doing good deeds, by making sure they were looking out for everyone so that they can gain their wings. For me, that's how it felt for me being on this journey before I transition into my white. So how do I usher these young people on this journey? And I've lived life, like lived life enough to walk them through and say what potholes they need to step over, or what things to avoid. Like, yes, we are joyful, please don't look at anything else, nothing to see here. Like, thinking about what that looks like to usher people in, but also try to restrict them from experiencing what you already know as life. Yeah, so I had to think about what that character would look like. And for me, it was really just thinking about the two of them outside of this experience are my students. I've known this one since she was 6, this one since she was 7, and she's about to go to college, and next year she's about to go to college. So this tide information, this tide journey, literally is a tide journey. I've ushered them in outside of this stage into their womanhood, so to speak. So I've literally had to tie myself into outside of the story, bringing it into the reality of the story of ushering them into their womanhood. There's things I don't want them to experience and things that I want them to experience. So what does that look like when you want them to experience life but not? So had to think about what that looked like in my character. So
Thank you. So Monday we had a brother-sister chat, and Tuesday Camille had a lecture, and there were many questions from people that have never acknowledged their ancestors, and we had a lot of great questions. But Dr. Shauna, I want you to tell the audience, what are some emotions that you'll feel when you start digging into your bloodline?
So I think it's important to note that my perspective comes from my experience on holding healing space in community and as an integrative psychotherapist, right? Providing therapy, but also as a priestess that studies traditional healing ways. One of the underlying things that I can say that, you know, you can expect to feel is grief and fury, right? One of the underlying reasons why I find folks run away from doing deep healing work and contending with their ancestral truths is because on our day-to-day basis, we seldom are comfortable feeling our feelings, noticing what comes up. And because talking about ancestral lineage and connection is not a common conversation, seldom is it that we are even comfortable telling the truth of what it means to be angry with an ancestor, what it means to be perhaps ashamed with their behaviors, or to actually be living with the sort of remnants of their maladaptive behavior, right? And so I think oftentimes we can expect things like anger and sadness and grief, but if we're not acknowledging them or if we're not aware, oftentimes we can also expect to have pain show up in our bodies unacknowledged, right? You can find that if you have a history, so for Black women in particular, right, a common ailment of Black women is fibroids, right? And so oftentimes we might find that those same untold stories of our grandmother, great-grandmother, auntie, and the like, these untold stories are bore in our womb space. And I can give an example, right? And so in my family line, my auntie, my mother, my other auntie, and my other auntie all experienced abuse of a sexual nature from a family member in the family, but none of them ever talked about it to each other. I was the first one to bring to light the fact that this was an ongoing wound. The health challenge that all of my aunties and my mother had in common is that they had an experience with a hysterectomy, but they did not talk about it. They had experience of heavy bleeding and did not talk about it. And I always like to bring both the emotional and physical to the forefront, because seldom is it that we are talking about what's happening there, right, on the outskirts. And so I would say it's a wide range of emotion that can come up. Mostly, I find that it happens privately unless you are doing lineage healing work in with the accompaniment of a spiritual guide, a pastor, a priest, or in therapy. I find that a lot of folks without the kind of communal support to be able to manage it, you find that folks don't go far along because they're not sure what to do with the emotions that come up.
Thank you. Thank you
Certainly.
so much. Any questions? Any
Do
questions?
we have any questions from the audience? I know, I'm trying to see people.
Well, first of all, I just wanted to say that the performance was beyond beautiful, but I can't find any other words, and it really stuck out to me. It was so powerful, and I felt it really deep in my core. And throughout the performance, I was thinking about healing and how, obviously being of my descent and stuff, healing, in order to heal, basically what I'm trying to say is...
We got time. Go ahead.
Okay. I realized that the journey to heal myself for individuals, period, we're also healing the generational trauma that we have, that our ancestors didn't get the chance to. Yes. But throughout the piece, it's very evident that when we heal ourselves, we are still healing them because we are them and they are us.
Yes.
So, yeah. So my question is, at what point, and open-ended to however it resonates for any of you, at what point did you realize that you had to heal yourself, or what was the bridge, or that point that you felt okay, what's going on in my life doesn't feel fulfilling or joy, that was also expressed in the piece, and when did that change and start the healing process for you?
Thank you for sharing, and I appreciate you sharing so boldly and so bravely. These are often the reactions after the show, so you are not the first. The first time the show was shared, it was both men and women crying in the audience, and our talkback was, ooh, wow. It was very emotional and on all fronts. So thank you. To answer your question, for me, the section of pain, that part in the show where I literally fall out, that's my life. That's literally been my life. So I had to come to the conclusion that I cannot carry the weight of the world. The monologue, I'm a good mother, I'm a good wife, I'm a good friend, I'm a good sister, you hear that being said, as I am moving, and my feet are moving, and I'm constantly moving. My body cannot stop moving. I have to keep moving, keep going. And then my hand is twitching. One day, I had a moment that I did not know was anxiety. My finger kept twitching. And I just brushed it off as nothing, I'm just tired. And then my finger kept twitching. And then it kept twitching weeks later, months later. And then I was realizing, oh, something is wrong here. There's stress. What is that? So I had to come to the conclusion that there was stress from being the one who survived and is thriving, the one who is taking on the burden of being the good. I am good enough to be here. I am great enough to land the job. I am the best mom, the best wife, the best friend. I am. And then I realized I was literally having anxiety of not showing up fully. And then I had conversations with other relatives and family members, realizing that there were relatives of mine who have come before me who were not afforded the opportunity to just be. They worked themselves until their last, right? So I had to learn to break that cycle so that I wouldn't work myself till my last. So I'm really committed to the idea of being a good ancestor. And what does that look like? And for me, in order for me to be a good ancestor, I have to be good to myself so that I can show the next generation how they can be good to themselves. So that looks like going to therapy to talk about some pent-up issues. It looks like getting my hair done once a month, because that gives me self-care. Or just turning my phone on Do Not Disturb. That is the simplest thing I can do. At 9 o'clock at night, my phone is not buzzing. It goes to Do Not Disturb, and it does not come back on until 8 a.m. I reserve the time to have peace. Those are small things that I know my ancestors didn't get to do. They didn't have cell phones, however, but they didn't have the opportunity to just be in peace and be. So what does that look like for me to be at peace? That's my ancestors' wildest dreams. It wasn't for me to be a physicist. It wasn't for me to be a neuroscience or a civil engineer.
Say that.
It was just for me to be at peace, something they could not just do. So that is an improvement on the model. I'm always saying, if you are to be a good ancestor, you're an improvement of the model. If we have the Honda Civic that came first, in order for us to get the backup camera in the car, somebody has to improve the model. I mean, who's going to give us the blind spot detectors on the car? Because we know the cars have the blind spot detectors, but someone has to improve the model. Or else we're just going to have the same model reproduced every single year. It's the same Honda Civic from 1982 in 2024. Does that make sense? So in order for us to really grow, we've got to be able to improve on the model. It doesn't mean that the model is not the same, but we're making upgrades and adjustments so that that model can be more enhanced, safer for the road, right? Yeah, so thinking about that really is what resonated for me. How can I stop it in its tracks and not be a continuation of that same thing? So, yeah. Anybody else want to answer?
Anyone else?
All right.
All right,
yes.
Dr. John. Yes.
Yeah, well, I was definitely weeping in that scene. That was probably, I don't know if there's a black woman who couldn't relate to a woman generally, but definitely a black woman who couldn't relate to. For me, what was moving about that was I not only identified with it personally, but it just reverberated through my own bloodline. You know, my mother, my grandmother, you know, and of course coming from the experience of enslavement, you know, in terms of the history. I know when at the sister chat, you know, I shared that it's my great-great-grandmother who was enslaved, right? Just two greats, you know? And I have a angle, as I shared, that I think comes down that far, you know, and so it definitely, I felt the vibration of that physically, you know, emotionally, spiritually, and it, you know, it connected to what I'd seen, you know, what I'd heard, you know, so I don't really have a question. I just wanted to say that the piece was very beautiful. You know, it delivered on what I thought it would, right? Because I hadn't seen it before. You know, I'd just seen the clips, but it really, it was moving. You know, the combination of and I guess if I had a question, it would be if you could share just, I don't know, any little thing about how you worked to put the story together with the, you know, it's such a broad, generic question. So I'll allow you to enter from, you know, wherever you want. But yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge, you know, how I feel like it's helped to set me on a path to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Thank you. And always thank you again for bringing us, Dr. John. Putting the story together, again, it was really a love letter to the women who mothered me. I knew I didn't arrive here by myself. I knew that there were things and experiences that were happening across the globe, not just in my family line, but across the globe for women. Oftentimes we just don't talk to each other enough. And if I had to, if I could get the chance to sit down with every single woman and really just gain enough information to share, I really want to know, like, how do we do what we do? Like, how can we be? How can we sustain ourselves? How is what you are doing impacting the way that I live today? And a side note, and I said this in the sister chat, and I think I said this yesterday during the lecture, but this was birthed out of my aunt, who is my great aunt, who was my grandmother's twins, hence the twins in the show, my Ibejis, which is a Yoruba term for twins. And my grandmother and her sister are twins, and they had this beautiful secret language called Pig Latin. If you know, you know. They would talk to each other across the room, and I would be like, what are they saying? I was enthralled by them. Their spirit, their energy, they had each other to talk to support. My great aunt did not have any children, so she was our last living matriarch. In 2020, we know the world shut down. My great aunt passed away, and at that time, we could not mourn the way we would traditionally mourn in terms of funeral arrangements and things like that. I watched her funeral via a stream through my brother's phone, and it was devastating. It crushed me. And at that moment, I was just like, I still couldn't get to her cemetery. I'm like, now in 2024, I can. But it took so long because of, especially being in New York, the state of emergency there during COVID, burials were non-existent. And you were lucky if you passed away at home. One of I was on the phone actually when she passed, because everyone in the house was sick. And they decided to bring my great aunt to the house because they didn't want her to be alone when the state of emergency shut down the entire city and you couldn't travel. New York was under strict restrictions, if you can remember that. So there was no traveling back and forth to check on your elderly, so they brought her to the house and everyone got sick. Everyone, all at the same time. And unfortunately, she being the elder, succumbed to it. And they knew what was happening, and they called. And I was on the phone like, I need more time. This cannot be what's happening. I need more time. And then after she passed, I was just like, I have more questions. Like, you're the last. Everyone else is near my age. Like, I can't ask them questions. I can ask questions of my mother, but she is the last elder. So I had so many questions that I really wanted to know. And that became the journey of, well, my great aunt is my height. She was 4'11". I am the only one in my family who is 4'11". Ironically, I don't know why. The genes didn't gene on me. They skipped over me. But I wanted to know like who they were, who they are. I only have these imprinted memories of their shared ideas and experiences. And I really wanted to know, like, how can I take what they have and bring it with me and then instill it into the next generation? The conversation around the slip, they're the ones who taught me I should wear a slip under my dress. I'm still to this day feel guilty when I don't have a slip under my dress. So I'm working on that. I'm going back to my ways. I'm gonna try. But the idea of how do we shape the identity of the next generation by utilizing the tools and the traditions and the culture of those who came before us. So how do we do that for them? Well, we gotta tell the story. So I really wanted to look in how I can tell the story of these women. And then it became with my cast, how can I tell the story of my cast members? Aunt Charlotte, her character is Lily's grandmother. Lily's grandmother. Like, it's amazing to be able to tell that story that is a true story of her grandmother going down to the shore and utilizing her moments of joy, just picking up shells. The simplest thing, on a Saturday morning, going to the shore, and picking up shells, collecting shells, having a whole bunch of shells that she can now pass on to her. So that really was the emphasis of that. So, yeah.
All right.
One more question.
Any more questions? All right, we have two more, and that's going to be it.
Two more, and then, yeah.
I know you spoke about kind of like the inspiration of each character, but just for the whole cast, who inspires you every day?
Who inspires you every day?
Yes, who inspires you every day?
Who inspires you every day? Wow, I'll go first while they think. It is my grandmother, who recently passed away in December. She inspires me because of the experiences that she had. She was, just as I was describing with the shell, rough on the outside but smooth on the inside. That was her character. She was born and raised in St. Matthews, South Carolina, before she was shipped off to New York to work at 16 years old to supply for the family. She had to have grit, drive, and determination. And she had that all the way up until the day she passed away. She was a boss. I mean, bossy, very much so, but very much a boss. And she never shrunk in a room. And it's something that I am consistently trying to work on, because that ancestor never showed up less than herself. And when I look at her and I find moments where I'm doubting myself, okay, Pauline would never show up in this room acting like this. Why are you acting like you are not good enough? Pauline will walk in the room with her fancy fur and her heels, growing up and raising young boys in Harlem, everyone getting a college education or some form of education. Every grandchild is getting an education or some form of advanced degree. Oh, she would brag on us. My granddaughter is a professor. Did you know 2 of my grandchildren are professors? My great-granddaughter she's getting her master's in public health. That's how she showed up, so it reminds me to show up the same.
Who inspires me every day would be my mother. And my experience with my mother has actually been quite painful because of her experience with addiction. But because she has also shared with me throughout my childhood who she really is, she has told me the story, she has taught me the things, and throughout her difficulty, she still has the ability to access larger dreams for me, right? While she has a difficulty holding them close for herself, she has a really profound way of projecting amazing actual dreams for me, and that has inspired me, right? I'm also able to tap into who she was when she was most herself in my childhood, and having those nuggets to be able to call in around what it means to be a woman. It informs how I dress, how I move, and the way that I talk to myself. And so I find that I do my own healing work, recognizing that my healing work impacts my mother, who is still alive, and the lineage before me.
Thank you. Look, we are tight on time, but I do want to get this one last question in.
Yes.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say it was truly breathtaking. I wept all the way through it. So it was really joyous just to see the entire thing, Black Women in Motion. It was a moment for me. I had a question, but I feel like it's more psychological or philosophical, which is like just piggyback off of what Dr. Shauna said. What would be your suggestion for those of us who, although we do know our ancestors or the people, the women in our family, we don't have the best relationships with them? They're a bit more contentious, to say the least. I have 7 sisters, and we have, of course, our mother and our father. But our father played more of that part of the mothering because our mother did not have a good relationship with her mother, and just keeps on going down the line. What would be a way to move forward in that kind of relationship?
Great question. So there's a tool that I tend to use to support folks, and the first step that I find is super helpful is to map out your family. You can call it a family tree, you can get colored pencils and markers, but map out your family. There's something called a genogram that we use in mental health or in social work especially, that is basically a family tree but of patterns. So you might draw, if you have siblings and parents, but then use a marker to circle maybe those that have pained you in a particular way. And that is to sort of get all of the things that you might be holding, all of the stories that you might be holding deep within yourself out of your mind and onto paper. And then beginning first with wherever you feel you hold the greatest pain, wherever, even when you think about them or when you engage with them, you find yourself having a hard time. I find that initiating the support of someone, it can be a therapist, it could be a friend, but a confidant that is non-judgmental and willing to hold space with you can be super helpful. And also journaling. Write a letter to them. They might not ever get it. Use all the words that you might need to use and allow there to be a space, because oftentimes folks like to talk about things having to do with forgiveness, not recognizing that before we can get there, we have to allow the space for the fury, the pain, and the betrayal. And so giving yourself permission to be able to feel those emotions there, and not putting a timeline on how long you have to do that work. Most people have some pained relationships in their families, right? Even if they don't share it. And so I think the way to move through it is to not set a timeline, to elicit support and community, to journal about it, and to give yourself permission to be able to emote, to feel your emotions, to cry and rage. And the last thing that I will say is setting some clear boundaries around how you will engage with them moving forward, so that you can ensure you're not on an ever-present cycle of being negatively impacted by whatever kind of behavior they might have.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shauna.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Dr. John. Thank you so much, Camille. This has been wonderful. Let's give it up for Camille Weanquoi. This was amazing. Thank you. Everyone get home safe.